What is up, guys? Welcome to the official Chronos EdgePro X tutorial. Once EdgePro downloads, you're gonna hit next. You're gonna, agree to the terms, and over here you're gonna import your license. If for some reason you don't have your license in your email, just contact our support, and they will provide you with your license key. Workspace name, you can name it whatever you want. In this case, let's call it Chronos. And then under location, make sure you save your workspace on the local disk. That way you can reopen it on your computer anytime, right? So you're gonna save a local disk. Service, extremely important that you guys select EdgeClear Rhythmic and not CQG or CTS. If not, you won't have connection. On username, you're going to enter your username from Chronos, and then just make sure you select aggregated data, right? You're going to see your workspace here, Chronos, and you're going to hit continue. Once you continue, you will have to enter again your username and your password. Again, these should be in your email when you signed up for Chronos for your account. In this case, again, this is the username we're going to be using. We're going to select our password. And now, really important, right? Gateway, make sure to select Chicago or the one closest to you. And then under system, super important, you guys select Rhythmic Paper Trading. If you guys select Rhythmic 01, it is not going to load. So Rhythmic Paper Trading, in this case, let's remember our password and we're going to connect. And welcome to EdgePro X. It usually takes a minute or two to load, right? Nothing too bad. And then once it loads, this is the first thing you're going to see. Now, this is our default template. Over here, you can see our charts, right? And you can see everything else. And then on the right-hand side, you can see your trading and position buttons. I have, again, on the tutorial, we're going to go a bit further into how to trade with a DOM and how to use other stuff. But I would heavily recommend you guys make sure you are trading and executing from here, right? You can buy market, sell market, and then you can just right click to place your limits and stops. You can also use order and set your limits and stops there. But it is really important that, at least what I would recommend, is trade with this open and do not open the DOM unless you're getting the level 2 data. So now that we see that, right, again, this is everything. You can make it full screen at the top over here, as you guys can see. So let's just click that, make it full screen. And then again, we can see the charts over here. You will have this kind of cursor. And again, you can always zoom in, you can zoom out, right? You can zoom again at the bottom, you can make it bigger, you can make it larger over here as well. So you can just kind of change your candlestick size based on your own preference of what you have and what you want. Now over here at the top, you're going to see that it's going to kind of freeze your charts, right? So you click this button and you can just move around without worrying about the candlestick size. So yeah, it's just another cool feature that this has. Right, you can move your charts around and you can just go around. Now, over here, once you click on the dollar sign, right, you're going to be able to remove this. So if you want to trade, just click here on the dollar sign and you're going to get the trading panel on the right hand side. Super simple, right? Position you enter, then order. Again, if you want to enter a buy limit or a sell limit, you can enter here, or buy stop, sell stop, whatever it is. You can all do it from this panel. I heavily recommend you guys to use this panel, which can be opened by clicking on the dollar sign over here at the top. Scroll a bit more over here, and then again, yeah, just basic stuff. You click on the chart you want it to appear. So if you want it to appear on this chart, just click on this chart. If you want it on this chart, click on this chart. Then once you click here, you get the DOM over here, right? You can buy market, sell market, whatever it is. Over here, of course, you can choose your Chronos account you want to be using. So let's say if you only want to trade on a 50K or on a 150K, you can just choose the account, and then you can always copy trade it. We'll get into the copy trader in a bit. So you can also drag your chart anywhere you want to see it at, right? So if you want them below, just grab the tab and move it below. If you want them side by side, right, you can just drag it and move it to the side. It also works. So that's just another cool feature that we have over here. Now, once we have this, right, big chart, we have this over here. The settlement price is a previous day closing price. I would recommend you guys keep it on. Could be a good tool to use. So again, let's make the chart a bit bigger and let's configure it. Really important, right? If you want to turn on bracket orders mean that you get a stop loss and a take profit put in. You got to make sure you click this button and it's green, right? So once it's green, you're going to have the ability to put in a bracket. And over here in the DOM, you can see the bracket, right? Like the type of bracket is going to go in. So let's say that you buy market. Well, this is going to be your bracket order, right? Now, it's really important that you pre-configure bracket orders to be like, if you trade certain points, like 50 ticks or 50 ticks down, like you can just configure it in this button over here. So you get the choice to see exactly just how much you want, right? So again, you can also click settings, exit strategy, and you can also modify your brackets here, right? You click on the pencil, and you select bracket 1, right? So again, you're gonna have your bracket 1 here, offset type, ticks. You can also put it in points if you want, quantity 100%. And then stop offset, right? That means how far do you want your stop to be? In this case, it is 10 ticks from price. Let's change it to 55. And then target offset, right? We can also change it. Again, if you want to stop loss, you can take it off. If you don't, you can put it on. If you don't, you can take it off. And then target, same thing, right? How many targets, how many ticks do I want to target on my bracket? There we go. Boom, I can take it on, I can take it off. That way, if you only want to place a stop and not take profit, you can also just do that, or vice versa. And then bracket 1, and then make sure to hit apply so the changes are saved. If you do not hit apply, the changes will not be saved. So now you can select bracket 1, and we can buy market, right? Let's go over here, let's buy market, and now we see that the stop is actually 55 ticks, and then the take profit is 100 ticks. So super easy to place, and then we can always drag the stop, and we can drop it wherever we want, right? So if we want to trail our stop, we can just drag it, and we are good to go. Makes it pretty simple, guys. Right? So that's just how we set our brackets, our TP stop loss. And then if we just hit the C on the side, it will cancel the order, but you will still be in the position, right? It's not like it cancels or flattens you out. And then if you want to put it back in, again, you can just turn the bracket back on, click the paper clip, and it will place your bracket back in here. Now, if you want to exit your position, you can always just hit flatten all, and it will close out all your orders and any active positions you may have at the moment. So now again, we're in the simulated account. Again, you can select your simulated. Make sure, guys, again, this is super important. I've seen so many people fumble it here. Before you trade, make sure to check what account you're going to trade, because I see a lot of people who take a trade, they take a great trade, but then they forgot to change accounts, so they take it on their simulated account. And then it's an issue, right? So just make sure that you're taking it on the actual proper Chronos account and not on the simulated. Again, I've seen a lot of people make that mistake. Now over here in general, again, you can see a simulated account. You can enable it or disable it. So if you don't want to have your simulated account, just again, general, sim account, and then enable it. You can also change the balance. So if you want to have $1 billion or $100, you can do that as well. But again, just make sure to check this every time before you trade. It takes 2 seconds, and it can make a massive difference on your trading day. So please be diligent, guys. Do yourself a favor. Then over here, again, we have the VWAP, right? We can always put it in settings, right? Right click, and we can see, all these tools, right? We can have all the studies, we can have moving averages, astrological, bar patterns, bands, oscillators, and pretty much anything indicator-wise. So, yeah, again, over here, we just have all these tools you can use: drunkard's walk, ease of movement, EdgePro line. Like, there's a lot of indicators and tools EdgePro offers. So let's see, you want to put the EMA, right? We got the exponential moving average. You want to put it in, you just got to import it. Okay. And then 20 EMA. If you want to smooth it out, you can make it larger, smaller. Again, honestly, your preferences, guys. You can see your toolbar. You can use your options, your general. So you create it, and then you see, boom, here's our EMA. You're going to see it just right over here. Now we can also go over to the top, right? And we can switch it up, right? So again, we can switch the time frame, and we can do kind of whatever we want. And then if you want to save this as your workspace template, right, have the DOM here, whatever, save as template name, you kind of call it whatever you want pretty much. And you can go from there. Right, so let's call this one test template for the sake of it. And yeah, pretty much that's, again, you can change your time frame over here. We see the template, we select test template, you select, okay, it's going to replace this. So you can select no or yes. In this case, we just selected no. So again, we selected yes, sorry. So it is going to change over here. And yeah, pretty much makes the change for us, right? Makes it super simple. So then again, we want to go back here, right? We can make our chart smaller and whatnot. So over here, again, now we got yes. If we want to change the sign, again, just go top left, type in whatever sign you want and Q, or you can go there, you can delete that, and you can search for the symbol in the bar, right? So you can search ES, enter. If you want to trade micro ES, you go MES. If you want to change the time frame, just click on the side button next to the symbol name, and you can put it in whatever time frame you want, right? We got from 1 minute all the way to 30 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, weekly, whatever time frame you need, they have it. And then again, if you want to change the symbol, just type it in there, and QM5 if you want to go to the current contract, and there you go, right? Super straightforward, super simple. ESM5, the same thing. If you want to trade micros, MESM5, pretty simple. Just make sure to go to the current contract, guys. And if you do not know what the current contract is, just ESRQ. Then bottom left under account info, you can see all your accounts, right? You can see all the executions you've taken. You can see all the accounts you currently have. So if for some reason you're like, hey, I did not recall taking a trade, or this is weird, you can go to executions. Maybe you left a pending order. Maybe you left something on there which you didn't realize. It happens more often than you guys think. So just gonna be diligent with your orders and understand that if you do not close them out yourself and you do not make sure you're flat and out, there might be orders that might be lying around and might get executed. Then over here you can see what orders filled. You can see the positions, right? So for example, this trader, we took out this trade, made 1,700 on the 100K account. On the 150K account, we made 3 grand. On the 200K account, we made 500 bucks. And on the 50K account, we lost 400 bucks. And then on the simulator, we took these 2 trades. And then open positions. Before you log out of EdgePro, guys, make sure there's nothing on here, unless you want to have an open position when you log out, but to each their own. Over here, you can see your actual account balance and your cash balance. And again, it's just all the things that you can see about your account, all the metrics, all the KPIs. You can see them here, unrealized P&L, your last price, your close, whatever. Again, that's going to be once you have an open position. But let's go back into the charts. Right now we can pull up NQ over here. And we can pull up, yes. Now we can also have the heat map. For this, you do need the level 2 data, but we're going to talk about that in another video. Then over here, if you want to generate a report, right, you can select which account you want to generate it from, the start time and the end time. So you can do like a weekly report, a daily report, a monthly report. You can generate it and you get pretty much all your statistics, which tell you kind of how you did during this period, right? It gives you a lot of good data. Now over here again, let's go back into charts. The settlement price, you can keep it on if you want. You can take it off if you want. You can go to settings, right? All the way up here, chart. And then under indicators, you have the settlement price all the way at the bottom. If you don't want to display it, all you got to do is remove the display, hit apply, and you should be good to go. Over here, same thing. If you want your entry price, your best bid, your best ask, the daily high, the daily low, you can, again, you have all these stuff you can put in. You can take in, you can take out, right? Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Now, what we can see also over here, right, is let's continue going on help and tutorials. If there's anything that's not clear that you don't understand, it's going to take you to the EdgePro page, and it's going to have tutorials on how to use the heat map, the volume print, the volume profile, all that really in-depth stuff that we would take hours to cover. You can check it out here. They have really good videos, and it is amazing. So thanks, guys, for watching this tutorial. We hope you enjoy trading with Chronos. Again, if you need anything, feel free to contact our support, and happy trading.